Hiya guys, hope you're well. So today we are talking about the Stirling Brunt. It's a micro brand, very military inspired. Now I get it guys, not everyone's into micro brands, so just bear with me. I'm going to talk about the watch. I'm not going to tell you to buy it, but I am going to tell you to look at it and tell me your opinion at the end of the video. I'm Andrew and I'm a watch addict. Right guys, so the first thing to know about this watch is it's called the Stirling Brunt. Now Brunt was a person in the army in World War II, and what a person to be named after. What a great idea it was. And if you don't know who Captain John Brunt was, just go to Stirling's webpage. It's an amazing story about a 22-year-old man in the army. It's too long to go into now, but already it got a little bit totes emotion actually. It's a really good story and it just brings home the reality of war, even from 70 years ago when World War II was. Definitely worth looking at there. Now, the stats on this watch are quite impressive and quite enjoyable for a watch that starts at £250 retail. Unbelievably great price, to be honest. Water resistance to 200 metres. They use the C3 green loom. The movement, some guys are not going to be happy about it. It's the NH35 and it's an entry-level movement, but let's get it right guys. It's a £250 watch. What do you expect? It's keeping relatively good time. I have checked on it. It's not amazing, but for a watch this price, you've got to limit your expectations, I think. And I think you're getting good value for money so far on this watch. It's also got 316L steel, sapphire glass, which is really important. And the measurements are coming in at a 43mm case. It's 12mm thick and the lugs are 20mm thick, and as you can see the lug to lug as well there. So it's a good looking watch. It's got a matte finish case and it's incredibly military inspired. If you look at their Instagram, it's all about military. They've got a great connection with the military community as well. And I think sales seem to be going quite well through that channel, and I can fully understand it, to be honest. Now, the Stirling name Stirling is very close to my heart. I've got family that still live in Stirling in Scotland. I've got a daughter that was born in Stirling. I used to live close to Stirling and my dad was born in Stirling. But it's got nothing to do with the town Stirling. It's actually named after the founding father of the SAS, David Stirling. And it's named after the guy that started the SAS. The Brunt part is named after someone in World War II. And it's a really military-inspired watch in more ways than one. Now, Tom, the creator of the watch and the brand, he's actually still active member in the armed forces, which I think is really cool. So more than just a connection and a marketing towards military, this guy who creates his brand is still in the military. And even more impressive is that from 10% of every profit of every watch goes back to PTSD. So they're giving back to charity, they're giving back into the military as well. So you don't have to like the watch, you don't have to think it's anything, but you do have to respect that. I think that's pretty cool, to be honest. They don't have to do that. So I think it's a really honourable thing to do. Tom, well done, mate. And thank you for serving in the British Armed Forces. It's very much appreciated. Back to the watch. The matte case dial is absolutely fantastic. I think that the curved lugs as well, and the overall case design for me is really attractive, and it just sort of screams military watch. I know it's easy to get swayed by all the military images they've got on their Instagram, but it does. You can imagine soldiers wearing this watch. It's got the great waterproofness, it's got the sapphire crystal. So I think, yeah, that military vibe goes really well. And the rubber strap, it's comfy, it's supple. For me, it's a little bit long, if anything, but that's probably down to my wrist size than a problem with this strap. And the actual carry case that this watch comes in, it's absolutely fantastic. I can imagine getting it and then sort of storing my other watches in there as well. It's probably one of the best watch boxes I've ever come across, to be honest. So, more importantly, I'm not going to bang on about this watch, this company too much. I think what they're doing is really honourable, and that's why I've sort of gone into it in a little bit more depth. But actually, you decide on this. It's a micro brand. I'm not here to try and push it, make you buy it. You decide for yourself, guys. But I will say my too good, too bad. Let's start with the bad. And I'd have to say that it's the bezel. It's a little bit light for my liking. And if you were a little bit clumsy and you banged it against something, I think you might knock it and it might turn a little bit more than it should really. So yeah, I think the bezel is a little bit too light and not the end of the world. I know bezel action is a really subjective matter and it's down to people's personal choice, but yeah, for me, it's a little bit light. And the other one is, I feel like I'm kicking them in the teeth here, because with every watch, you get a choice of a green NATO or a black NATO. Great gesture, really nice effort. But if I'm totally honest, they're entry-level NATOs, and I think it'd be better if they simply offered the watch on the rubber strap, or they invested in a more high quality NATO and you got to choose, you bought it on a high quality NATO or a rubber strap, rather than just putting an entry level one in there, because it's a little bit stiff and I didn't fancy wearing it on that NATO. Even though it's free, it's a little bit shitty of me to say that, to be honest. But on my too good, it's got to be that case design. Really sexy case design. I like the way the lug's curved around from the side view. I like the matte finish as well. That's really important. And actually, I know they're going for it, but that military vibe, it's really... It's very tool-like. Obviously, it's a tool watch, but there's a lot of matte features on there. There's no blingy involved, and you could wear it anything, all the time, all day, every day. So yeah, got a real tool vibe, and it's really military inspired, which is what they're all about. But guys, I'm not looking to part my wisdom on you. I'm rather the other way around. So you tell me what you think of this watch. Right guys, nearly finished, but I don't know if you've noticed, I'm wearing the Seamaster on the white rubber Zealand strap. That's right, shirt match, strap match. What a dickhead.